And hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Well, while I'm out here today on this gorgeous and beautiful day, I decided I'll go ahead and showcase to you guys what stream sluicing is all about. If you're not familiar, it's these boxes here that you see. I have two of them loosely connected together. I got a larger one, which is at the front, and I've got a smaller one, which is at the base, or the bottom. These are in-stream sluice boxes. You've probably seen before where I've talked about gold pans. This is an excellent field pan because it works good with the good old classifier able to sit right on in it. And this is how I do my cleanouts of these sluice boxes when they're ready. And I'll briefly go over them and explain what you're seeing and why I have what I have. But when I do my cleanouts, I always screen them to either -8 or -12. And that's just your mesh size of your screen, which is 1/8 of an inch. 12 is obviously a 1/12 of an inch. If I'm doing a fast thing out here and I don't have a lot of time, I'll probably quarter classify, which is obviously 1/4 of an inch. So let me show you first, besides all this nice river cobble out here, let me show you something. A lot of people talk about this, and a lot of people ask questions on, well, what do we look for? Well, I can't teach you everything in this particular video, but if you can see this right here, see the lighter blonde sands are blown away, but you see all of this black sand material here. These are all your iron particles. They're heavies. They probably got silver in it, they probably got lead in it, probably some garnets, and they could have other metals in it. They'll definitely have gold in it because for once, and yes, you will hear me say it, for once, this is a gold bearing area, especially there for you, not nearby, definitely for you. Yes, this has gold. Obviously, it's going to be small particles of gold. But let me show you the sluice boxes, because this video is intended to be on my sluice boxes. This is some of the first things you will purchase other than gold pans and classifiers. You'll definitely want to find buckets. Sometimes you need a lid, sometimes you don't. And another thing, come on, get out, there we go. Get you a bunch of these. They use big ladles there in Pakistan. But these will help do the cleanouts on the boxes. And I'm not here to showcase that today. But that's why I've got the coffee can. So, you've got a flare at the top end which receives the water input. And then you want to make sure you got a nice flow coming in. And you want to get a tapering V coming in. And then you want to see material going through your riffles on whatever kind of a system you're using, whether it's a metal bar riffle system with V-mat and miner's moss, or whether you use some other matting configuration. There's several mats on the market. I'll explain this mat, because these mats, I got tired of the metal bars and the expanded metal, the miner's moss and the V-mat, because for me, there's just too much, and to get too much to work with, then put it back together, then put it back in the screen. You lose a lot of time in cleaning out all those pieces. So for the sake of for expediency, because sometimes I don't have enough time out here to spend a part of the day, much less half the day or a full day. So I like a fast clean out, get it done, and put it back in. These are Keene Miracle Mats. I love these. They are in all my river sluices, all my in-stream boxes, even the small one here. I have Keene Miracle Mat in it. This green variety is a different substance-based Miracle Mat, because for us that remember, Keene used to make this in the EPDM rubber, which were the black Miracle Mats. The same structure, the same design and everything. But they recently went over to these green mats, and these are silica based. So there's a little bit of problems with them if you don't glue them down, and you can glue them down with a good rubber cement like E6000, which I have. They keep a good permanent bond, but you can rip it out of there without destroying your mat. So that's really good to use. But it's the same riffle design throughout the whole length of the mat. And I put it in all my boxes because it allows me a very fast and effective clean out. I don't have to remove the mat. I don't have to remove other things and waste time cleaning out 5 different sections and then putting it back together. I can do a clean out in a minute and put it back in place and not have to reset bars. The only thing you have to do with these things is dial them in and adjust them, especially if you're using the river rock as your means of supporting your in-stream sluices as well as balancing them. You don't want where, if I remove this rock, then all of a sudden this is leaning down. And let me showcase real quick, okay, what does that mean and why is that important? If you got an uneven box, you don't have an even capture. And that's why all this black sand has been escaping right here. That don't look like black sand right now in the shovel, but let me just showcase real quick. As you feed the flare in, it comes through and it does an active exchange through the riffling of the mat, because they're Hungarian riffles designed in these rubbers. And you can see they do a dancing exchange. But you can see on the small box here, since this is leaning down on this end, the shadow is kind of in the way. All the material is leaning to this side, so I'm not getting an effective capture along this side of the box. And I'm losing gold. Especially you see right here, it's clear in the middle because all the force has gone to the side and then down along this way. So you got to balance your boxes by using rocks. Again, I'm doing the one-handed thing, Azariah. But when you balance it, you get better exchange. Everything's more equal, and you won't be blowing out black sand as we were. So it's a continual process of adjustment, because not only do you have to put the box back in close to the same way you had it before, but you got to take into account too that the water level in the river changes throughout the day. It might come up, it might go down, it might get a strong surge and blow it off over to the south bank, or it might get a stronger surge coming in here towards the north bank. So it just depends. I have an uneven problem right here because I just put these boxes in. But you got to dial them in. And then when I do a clean out, I will take the sluice and I will stand it up in my classifier, and then I will use the red splash can to throw into the box and splash all the water down through the classifier, get out all the bigger pieces, and have everything in the pan classified down to -8, and work my cons from there, and then eventually get end product where I remove the gold from the concentrated material. And that's what you do when you come and you use stream sluices, which after your first general purchase that people, when they get into gold mining, prospecting, like I said, they'll get the pan. Then they'll usually go up from there, and they'll get either the big stream sluice or a little stream sluice, depending on your budget, depending on what you want to carry. They are aluminum boxes, so they're not incredibly heavy, but they're bulky. This one, the smaller one, not so bulky as compared to the bigger one. The bigger one is a 10-inch wide sluice. So you have to get your matting cut down to that size, or if you put miner's moss and V-mat in there, some of it's already cut for 10-inch, and sometimes you got to do your own cutting. The smaller box is a 6.5-inch stream sluice. So it's a lot more portable, and you can take into other remote locations, like if you're going to go in that canyon there, or if you're going to come over here and go in this little canyon right in here. You know, not that there's any streams coming from there right now, but you know, if you're going to go in a tight area, you'll probably want to carry a smaller box. And when you're on a big wide open river like this, you probably want to go with your bigger box, because you can obviously catch more material and more concentrate, and hopefully more gold. So it's a constant battle to fight with these boxes, because you're dependent on so many variables in the river throughout the course of the day, and you're constantly readjusting, rebalancing to keep a good flow, to try and capture all your material that you can, all your concentrate that you can, all your gold that you can. So generally that's your next purchase after the pan, as I said. And then from here, since I've got these two connected, that's almost a high banker fashion. You'll eventually get into high bankers, and then eventually on into dredges, depending on whether you take this up as a real endeavor, or whether your hobby is really made you say, I'm going to get that bigger thing and move more material. Because if you want to catch gold, silver, platinum, and heavy minerals, the more material you move, the more you're going to get. Else, you're not going to get rich at all. And not that you're going to get rich in the first place. Everything is just dependent, and you got to move a massive amount of material with plasters and flood gold if you think you're going to get some money. So beware of $ eyes, and I'll cover that on another video to come. So anyway, this is the beautiful day we have. That's what I wanted to showcase. I'm going to get back to doing my job here. I got to clean these two boxes out, put them back in, and get the sluicing before the weather comes in from the west, which you can barely make out the clouds back over this way, but there's a storm system getting ready to come in, so I got to get her done. All right, thank you everyone. Enjoy. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next video to come. Enjoy your day.